Okay. I think I'm ready to go. Some things have changed the last time I streamed. Probably most notably the fact that I'm using a microphone again. 'Cause yeah, I mean, I don't like watching good streams most of the time. And I don't want to make content that I wouldn't watch. So here I am. With a microphone, yeah. I am using the same shitty microphone that made me stop using a microphone to begin with. But I've kind of set up the most janky situation I could think of to minimize the movement of the cord so that it won't be making super loud noises all the time, and yeah, maybe that'll help. Other than the fact that you can hear me now, I've just extended this room a bit. I haven't really done much else. I can't really remember what I did on stream and what I did afterwards, but I don't think a whole lot has changed. I just wanted my arches to be something I could walk through instead of just some weird decoration on the wall, so yeah, I started on this. I was never able to say before, but I've got absolutely no plan whatsoever. All I know is that I want tall mountain house, and I wanted it near some cherry trees, and that's it. I want it to be about as tall as this. Like, I want it to go all the way up on the inside. I'm not sure about on the outside yet. I'm also gonna I'm gonna chop those a little bit shorter and put a roof over them. I don't know if they'll grow without sun, or without as much sun. I've never tested that before. I just wanted them to be in the window there. So I don't know, we'll see about that. I might make that room like really dark, like make the walls black or like dark brown with wool or something, and just make the window look kind of cool. Happy with the way the trees planted this time. I do wish that one wasn't turned that way, but I'm not gonna chop it down and replant it. Because the first time, I don't remember how much I actually did on stream, but the first time I planted them a little too close to the actual building. I just wanted like a little natural arch made out of cherry blossoms. And the first time, they actually didn't connect in the middle. So I had to plant one in between them and then break the wood so that there was natural leaf generation in between them. This time they actually grew the way that I wanted them to, for the most part. So I'm quite happy about that. Quite happy about that. Yes. I might plant some more cherry blossoms down here because the whole reason I wanted to build in a cherry biome or a cherry grove, was so that I could see the trees more, because I love them. But obviously my house doesn't face any other than the ones I put down here. But like at the same time, I love that my house is decorated with them, or will be when I fill in the mountains someday. I'm just like real psyched. I've got a weird obsession with building buildings inside mountains in like any building game. I exclusively build my RimWorld bases inside a mountain because it's just so well defended that way. And I'm a very scared little person that's just terrified of everything all the time. So, okay, I gotta decide what I actually want to do today so that I stop running around aimlessly while I talk. Because I'm notoriously bad at talking and actually doing things at the same time. I think I either want to continue on this room or close off this cave bit so I don't have this weird door blocker in the way. It looks weird. Or I figure out what I'm doing with this side of the building. I don't know if I want to do any exploring because I switched from peaceful to easy now that I've got a generally safe house. And now I'm scared even though it's easy mode. And also even though I'm not playing on hardcore. I usually prefer hardcore, but you know, just to ease back into the life of streaming, I thought I would decrease the amount of stressors in my life, so let me just walk away from my house and get a good view. Man, it's a big mountain. I've got a lot of work to do to extend all the way to that side. So I think maybe I'll focus on digging out the mountain a little bit today and focus a little less on the actual building aspect so that I can actually get some stuff done. Yeah. Today I think is extending day. Less building, more digging, which is always an absolute delight. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. One of my all-time favorite things about peaceful mode, I'm really sorry if my microphone makes loud noises. Anytime I touch the cord or the headset or the microphone, it just goes absolutely buck wild, so I don't know, I'm sorry. But one of the things I love about peaceful mode over regular Minecraft is just the fact that I don't have to eat every 2 seconds. Thought maybe I should keep some food on me. Just some bread. Bread will be fine. Don't want any boogaboos getting into my house while I'm in a cave of my own making. Thank you very much. I don't really like not having the evil mobs around because it feels really empty without them. Like everything's a little too quiet, you know what I mean? But I am like just terrified of everything all the time in real life and in any video game. So which is something that I really like about games. I love horror games, which you wouldn't think someone who's scared of everything would like horror games. They do. But it's different when you're the one playing the game. It's different when the monsters are coming after you. Ah, I've gotten... Okay. I found some... edge of mountain. A horse. Very nice, very nice. Not as much as I thought it was, actually. I've got absolutely no sense of, like, spatial reasoning whatsoever, so, I'm glad to see that it's not as bad as I thought. A bugaboo. Fuck, what was I saying? I'm actually starting to get excited to stream now. I've been meaning to get back into streaming basically since I moved, which was over a year ago now. I was like, oh, now that I don't live with my family who are constantly asking me for help and asking me to do things and just being loud in general, I can finally start streaming again. And, you know, I missed it so much, but I went so long without doing it that I forgot. Dumb. Yeah. I went so long without doing it that I just forgot how to, I guess. Like, just playing a game by yourself And playing a game in public where people can watch you and hear you is they're totally different experiences, which I know sounds really obvious, like yeah, no shit, they're different experiences. They're no shit, right? But I don't know, it's more different than you would think it is. It's not just playing a game and sometimes there are people. You have to talk the whole time, whether there are people there or not. And that can be really hard to do. Because when you're a baby streamer, you know, there usually aren't people. There's usually no one around. When 99% of the time you're alone. And talking to nobody is a weird feeling for someone who doesn't do that. You know? A very weird feeling. And it's just hard. And as someone who's I'm sorry, as someone who in real life has really bad nonverbal issues, really bad like social anxiety and stuff, it's good. It's a good way to kind of like feign socializing. But it's also really draining. Talking takes it out of me, even if I'm not talking to anyone. It really takes all of my energy. And that's another thing that is really hard to get used to when you haven't been doing it in a long time. But I do miss streaming so much, and I'm really glad to like finally have taken the first step, because that's the hardest one. It's always the hardest one. I miss it. I miss having a reason to keep playing. I miss having a reason to talk. Having a reason to just practice using my voice more. And I miss just like meeting new people. I don't really have the ability to leave my home whenever I want to. So it's really nice when somebody just like pops into chat and exists with me for a little bit, even if they leave really soon. My first stream back with Minecraft anyway, I had one RimWorld stream, but I was like, I don't know, that wasn't a good stream. It was not a good stream at all. But my first stream back with Minecraft after the RimWorld stream, some guy came into my chat. I didn't have the microphone. He came in and he started just asking me a bunch of questions about my computer, asking me to host a server so that he could join, which no. I don't do that. I don't play the game with strangers. You can talk to me, but you're not joining my world. I'm sorry. But he was just kind of weird. I didn't enjoy his presence very much. Which is probably the biggest downside to streaming. Again, super obvious, but people just not being very nice to you is the norm. You'll get your fair share of, you know, nice, chill people, but the kinds of people that I like talking to are typically the kinds of people who lurk and don't talk, same as me. So whenever I do have a chatter, it's the likelihood that they're someone that I'm scared to talk to is so much higher. And I'm bad at it. I can talk to myself, okay? I can keep myself going on this tangent for a while probably, but like making conversation with someone else, that's a whole different beast. That's not the same situation at all for me. But then again, the last time, back when I was a regular streamer on Twitch, I got better at it. I got much better at it, and I guess socializing is kind of a skill like anything else. You have to use it to maintain it. You'll just get bad at it if you don't do it. But it's weird, because you wouldn't think that you can forget how to talk, you know what I mean? Like riding a bike, you'd think that you could just do it whenever you need to, because it's... I don't know. I don't know. It's very strange that you can forget how to be a social person. And I don't know if it's really the same for everyone, or if that's kind of a neurodivergent thing, but I would assume that it happens to everyone to, you know, some degree. Psychology do be weird like that. Yeah, I forgot the other the other weird thing about streaming. I never use my voice this much. So my voice, like my voice box is not warmed up yet today. You know, my partner is still asleep, so I haven't talked all night. And now I'm just talk. Even when I am with my partner, we don't always talk. Sometimes we just kind of exist together, just exist near each other, and that's really pleasant for us. My voice box isn't used to this kind of use, and I've not been streaming that long. It hasn't even been 20 minutes. My voice is gonna be so tired by the end of this, because I stream usually 2 to 4 hours. Or at least I used to. I think I'm averaging about an hour and a half, maybe 2 at this point. I think I'll stream longer though now that I'm talking, because it feels more like I'm doing something other than gaming. It feels more productive to me. I'm like, oh, I'm putting stuff on my channel. But really, I'm just gaming. We'll see. I might have to stop sooner than normal, actually, just because my voice is already... like, it's already tired. It's gonna start hurting to talk soon. I can't believe this. Do I really talk this seldom that my throat is starting to hurt already? Man, maybe I need this. Maybe I've been neglecting my voice box a little bit in the past couple of years. Vanity. Alright, enough of that topic. The topic's probably super boring, I think. I don't know, maybe I should just drop some lore about my life. So if someday I become rich and famous, a super fan will like go all the way back to my first couple videos and watch this and be like, so this is where it all started. Whoa. To be frank with you though, nothing interesting about my life. All the interesting things that happen to me are usually bad ones. Nobody wants to know about all that. No. No. I would know, because I am me. I know the things and I know that they're no good. I wish I didn't know them. Yeah. I am very worried about my audio mixing. I think I've got it good to where I'm quite audible. I want the music to be easy to hear, but I want my voice to be easier to hear. It's because one of my biggest problems in like watching streams is usually that either the music is so quiet that I didn't even know there was music, or it's so loud that I can't even understand what the person is saying. I don't want that for my stream. I want you to be able to experience both. I've also put on a limiter that'll stop any audio from going over a certain volume because, again, in my experience, one of the worst things is to have to turn a streamer up in order to hear them, and then loud noises just like deafen you every now and then, and it really hurts my ears, and just, you know what, screw that, I'm not into that. And I don't want that for my channel. Oh no. There will be very little of quality on this channel, but I'm hoping sound will be one of the higher points someday. I should consider getting a mic that's separate from my headset so that I can wear this without... Like, cause the headset quality isn't that bad, it's just the microphone that sucks. So I'd like to be able to keep the headset, but my audio quality be better. My microphone quality be better. But that's expensive, and I know I'm never gonna make money off of this. It might be hard to justify for me to, like, invest, I guess, in my channel. If it ever does somehow turn into something for me, I definitely would. If I ever made money off of this, I would probably just use that money to make the content better. Like you're supposed to. Like, part of me has a little bit of, like, imposter syndrome. Like, I'm not really here planning to dominate the world. I don't think I'm ever gonna be a big streamer. I'm never gonna be, like, a known name. And I'm not planning on making any money off of this, ever. But at the same time, I'm not really sure why I feel that way, like, as much as I do, because when I streamed on Twitch, I did make money. Not much, but, you know, something. Given it was a long time ago. Man, my voice is not used to this. Given that was a long time ago, and I actually had a webcam back then. I actually, my streaming, like, journey was at its best when I was a just chatting streamer. My gaming streams never really picked up a lot of notoriety. People didn't like me for my gaming. When I started just chat streams, I had quite a lot of viewers regularly. It was kind of, like, mind-boggling. When I say quite a lot of viewers, I mean, like, maybe, like, 5 concurrent viewers consistently. Which, like, I know 5 is not a big number, but it's a lot of people to have just talking to you. Especially if you're not a very social person. And maintaining concurrent viewers for a small streamer is not easy. You gotta be like a personable, likable person who's good at talking, and I'm none of those things. Not one of those qualities is one that I have. Then again, I will say, my heyday as a streamer, I was a minor, and a lot of my viewers were super creepy, so maybe that has something to do with it. Now that I'm older, and also now that I don't use a webcam, and I probably never will, I don't know that I'll ever be as successful as I once was. even when I, like, grew a little bit older, I used to be really thin. Like, I mean, I was malnourished, so I looked really young, even for my age. And I think that most of my success just came from furs. Which, like, thinking back on it, I don't think that I really had much of a problem with that at the time, but as an adult who, like, understands what was going on now, it kind of disturbs me. That is not why I want people to watch my streams. I went... oh my gosh. I want people to watch my streams because it is a nice, comfortable place to be. And, you know, I'd like to think that I'm a nice person who is, you know, not a chore to talk to. I mean, if you come into my chat, I'm gonna be nice to you. I want that to be the reason that people like me. I don't know why I'm filling this in, that's gonna be sealing later. Just making more work for myself. Need that. Okay, hotbar right now. Thank you very much. Oh, I want to adjust in my chair, but I know it's gonna rustle my headset like crazy. I can already hear my wire moving, and I'm so worried about what noise that's making. Oh. I really want my streams to be pleasant to the ears. I don't want people's ears to hurt when they're here. You know, other than my voice. My voice not that pleasant, but that's I can't do anything about that, so that's just gonna have to be how it is. Luckily for me, I don't have to listen to it because I am a streamer and not a YouTuber. Sorry, not a video maker, so I don't have to edit it. I just play my games and then I leave. That's the way to do it. Also, the thumbnail for my stream, it's the first time I've ever made a thumbnail. Other than, like, just choosing a screenshot of a video. I have edited videos before, back when I wanted to be an art YouTuber. I have edited videos before. No voiceover. Just speed draws, but... What am I doing? Making pickaxes. Okay. But I never made thumbnails for those. I just, like, picked the best screenshot that YouTube gave me and left it at that. Which was fine for me. My videos did not get any views. So it doesn't really matter what they looked like. Although that probably contributed to why they didn't get views. I mean, that's a very distinct, maybe even likely possibility, but you know. I'm not deluded enough to think anyone would have watched them otherwise. Oh god, I didn't mean to make that many. Alright, well... I'm just gonna put most of these away. Oh. Okay, too many tools. Too many tools. Okay. I miss my mods. My Minecraft mods. Before 1.2 came out, I had a couple just like quality of life mods, like being able to sort your inventory or chests. Like, I miss that. And I also had a mod that chopped down the whole tree when you got the bottom block. And I miss that. I miss that one the most out of all of them. Which, like, it could be argued that that one's kind of cheating. I mean, it's not like I'm doing any challenges or anything like that, so it's not like it's a big deal, but it does change the Minecraft experience enormously to be able to chop down the whole tree in one block. Someone told me that I was like depreciating the value of the Minecraft experience. I probably wouldn't argue. I'd be like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not the same experience, that's true. But oh boy, do I miss it. It's just so much more convenient. And I also miss my old servers. I used to have like an Aternos server. If anyone doesn't know what Aternos is, it's just like it's one of those websites or companies? I don't know that you could call it that, but it's one of those services that'll host a server for you if your computer can't handle it, or if you don't know how, which I don't. And I set it up just to play with my boyfriend before we lived together, because now we can just play on a local. It's really easy now, which is nice. But on our old Aternos world, we had really good villager trades set up, ready to go. And I miss my efficiency tools a lot. I miss the speed. Like, once you've had that and you go back to like vanilla, I mean that is vanilla, but just like base beginner world Minecraft, everything feels so tedious because it takes so long. It's like a tedium that you don't realize is in Minecraft when you first start because it's all you know. Like, yeah, it takes me like 2 seconds to break this block, that's great. I wish I could break apart some stones that fast in real life. No, I don't. I've never needed to break a stone for any reason, but it's not slow. It's not slow to break a block. But just compared to late game Minecraft, or not even, I would say like post game Minecraft, you've got like really nice fast tools that don't break every 2 seconds. Oh, the glory days. Comparatively, this is a slog. Weirdly enough though, I mean, I still enjoy it though. I definitely feel like I'm well beyond the demographic for Minecraft at this point. But, I don't know, if there's one thing they did right, it's just making it feel good to do things in the game. And it's been a really, really nice outlet for me, as I have I've got a wrist injury. It's a repetitive use injury from art and crochet and knit, and I can't do any of those things, and really you shouldn't be using a mouse either when you've got a wrist strain injury, but this is the least painful thing that I can do right now that still feels creative. Like, I still feel like I'm making something. Like, yeah, it's blocky house in Minecraft, but it's something. It's a, you know, a creative outlet, and I really needed it because I was starting to get so sad just never being able to make anything. Downside, it doesn't work that well. I still really, really want to draw, and I still really, really want to crochet. And I kinda want to knit. I like crochet better these days, but knitting is the... I do knit work so much better than crochet. Good at it. One of the few things I am genuinely good at. Minecraft? Art? I think so. Knit? Yes. Good at knit. Yeah, I miss making things. Making things is who I am as a person. Not making things, no good for the brain. No good for the brain at all. Any creative will understand the feeling. Honestly, you don't have to be in a creative, like, field to feel that way either. My boyfriend is an electrical engineer, and I would not expect to hear people arguing that that has anything to do with art, or they wouldn't call it a creative field. But he does still have to be creative. I mean, the amount of problem solving his job entails is pretty extreme. And whenever he's doing something that's, his company in particular is very fond of what they call copy projects, which is where they're making a robot. He's a robot integrator. They make a robot cell that the company already has, and they just want another one. And a lot of the people in his company want a copy project to literally be just that. They want it to be exactly the same as before. There will always be some design changes needed because standards change, safety standards change, like particularly is important. But you know, the space that they needed to fit in might be different. The amount of product they want to move may be different now than when they had an earlier commission, I guess you would call it. Order. So like things do change, but you know, his coworkers usually want everything to be as similar as possible to make the like production process easier. And he absolutely despises that. He wants, like, you know, he's an engineer. The whole point of engineering is to make something better and better and better. He wants to innovate. He wants to make something new that's better than what he made before. He wants to make it as efficient as he can and as safe as he can. Well, okay, I mean, to be honest, the safety stuff is usually the most boring for him, but it's still something, you know, something to think about. So like, yeah, sure, you wouldn't really call engineering a creative field, but he still like needs to create to feel fulfilled. And I find that very interesting. I honestly think that could apply to any person. You know, like factory work, there's like almost nothing creative about that unless you are creating like better ways to do the thing that you're doing. I used to work in, I don't know if you'd call it a factory, but kind of a factory setting. And it's very much do the same thing probably thousands of times in a shift type work. And there was still like a little bit of thinking involved, other than like learning that step or that, I don't know, part. Other than that, there was still like, as you go throughout the day, you find better ways to do the one thing that you are doing. You find faster ways, more, do I need iron to mine that? I don't want to risk it. Don't want to risk it. You can find more comfortable ways to be positioned while you do it. You can find more accurate ways or consistent ways so that every part comes out the same. There's always, like, something you can think about, right? I don't know. I really struggled mentally while I had that job. But the one thing that I loved was that the work was always interesting to me. No matter how repetitive and terrible it was. So what I did for a living was I worked in this factory, I guess, that yeah, I think you'd call it a factory, that made like circuit boards, basically is what they did. Sometimes I think most of the time they didn't close the devices. They had cases that you had to put them in. I don't know if every single board that they made had a device to go in, but I can't think of one that didn't, so I guess. The whole factory started from like, you buy electronic components, or you know, the company does, and the workers prep them, which could be, you know, cutting leads. Usually it's cutting and bending leads, that's what most of the prep work is. There's a lot of like tinning wires where you cut them to size, you strip a little bit of insulation off both ends, and then you coat them in solder so that when they are put into a circuit board, they make a better connection when they're soldered in. And it's easier to get them through the holes. Oh god, you don't know how difficult it is to get a wire into a tiny little through hole on a circuit board if all the little bits aren't tinned together into a nice little organized, tidy spike, as opposed to like tiny little wires shooting out in every direction. Oh my god, it sucks. That's one of the most frustrating things about a job like that, is that I really cared about the quality of my work, even if I was just cutting leads short on thousands and thousands of like transistors or something. Resistors, sorry. I guess transistors too, but resistors are like the most common thing that you had to bend the leads to fit the board, cut the leads down so that the work after the fact, after it's soldered to the board, is less. It's just, even if that's all you're doing, I still cared about how well I did it, because another person was gonna have to use that part and fix my mistakes if I made any. I don't want that. I don't want to make more work for everyone else. And like, somebody's gonna buy, like some company paid to have this board made and sent to them, but usually like hundreds or thousands of them at a time. And like, if I fuck up a part and someone else has to fix it, like the more manipulation a part has to go through in order to fit into a board, the more damage it takes. And the lower the quality of the circuit board becomes, right? So like, I always cared to some extent how well I did my job, even if it was the shittiest, most mundane, repetitive job on the floor at the time. I always wanted it to be good quality. And what I hated about my job was that no one else felt the same way. And I get it, it is absolutely fine to work for no reason other than to get your paycheck. That is the reason most people work. That is the reason the vast majority of people work. Not a lot of people are lucky enough to work because they want to, not because they need to. I was never that lucky. But I don't know, maybe it's like... Maybe it's because I'm neurodivergent and I'm like kind of a stickler for rules, maybe? But just the fact that other people would be willing to make everything harder for all of their coworkers and they just like don't care at all, I don't know, it really bugged me. But yeah, so the company would go from prepping the parts in, you know, whatever they could. Then they'd go to somewhere called what did they call it? Fuck, I don't remember what the stations were called anymore. But you'd go to the part where people just assemble them. They don't do any soldering yet. They just like put the parts in the board and put it on a little rack. And then it goes off to someone else who solders. And then it goes off to someone else who, like in some cases, who put it in a machine to do soldering that people can't do, or can't do as consistently, like much harder work. They're usually surface mount parts. Surface mount is a lot harder than through hole. After that, it goes to testing, which is what I did most of the time. And that literally, like, you just plug the device into anything it needs to be plugged into and run a program that tells you whether or not it works. A lot of the times, you know, it takes input from the tester because there's like, you know, there's buttons to you need to make sure work, there's speakers that you need to make sure work and stuff like that. It's very interesting when you're learning the test, and then once you've done a couple hundred in a day, it becomes so boring. I did like troubleshooting though. A lot of the times when a test, like a board doesn't test well, it's just because like of a really simple soldering mistake or just like a loose connection somewhere, and figuring out what components relate to what common error in testing is kind of fun for me. It makes you feel smart if you figure out what causes problems, like what the most common errors are and what causes them. You feel like a genius every time you get that error. You're like, oh, yep, that's a loose resistor right here. I don't know, that's nice for me. I kind of miss that job sometimes, but I don't miss the people. I was really factory work is really bad for me because, you know, in a factory, the biggest thing is speed. I think most jobs are like that, but particularly in factories, they do want you to be a robot, really. And I am a very slow worker. Like, I'm slow at everything I do, for whatever reason. And it, you know, it's just not great for a factory setting because, you know, time is money kind of thing. They don't like it. So I was constantly stressed out trying to do my best at a faster pace than I'm like capable of. It's so bad for me. And that's not the company's fault. That's very much just a me thing. That's a me problem. I need another I need another cobble chest. And this makes me sad. Storage. Went on outside. I did see a creeper through a hole in the wall earlier. out that way. They do spawn a lot in this area. And creepers are the scariest in terms of gameplay. Endermen are the scariest in terms of, like... Oh, right. Endermen are the scariest in terms of, like, their appearance, but creepers... I am terrible at killing creepers and not making them explode. So bad at it. Is it dark out? My poor little Minecraft guy hasn't slept in a long time. Oh, what am I doing? I don't need to make pickaxes. I've got a bunch. I kind of miss my factory job, despite how stressful it was. I really loved troubleshooting. I loved soldering. I did not like putting them in their cases. I was really bad at that. I don't miss the people. I miss the thinking, though. I love art. I, call myself an artist. If someone asks what I do, I say I'm an artist. But, inspiration is a big problem for me. But, in a factory, they tell you what to do. It's up to you to do it well, to think about how to do it the best way possible. But at least I don't have to think of what to do. That's why I miss commissions so much in terms of my art. COVID hit, and nobody wanted to spend money on art. Things were a lot tighter for everyone. Use was not cards for everybody. And just ever since then, like, the commission business for me has been real, just non-existent, frankly. Because I have a hard time thinking of what I want to make. I'd rather, like, I want the goal set for me, and then I want to accomplish it. But coming up with the goal in the first place, it's so difficult for me. I miss commissions. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend I don't miss the money too, because it's nice to have money. But, I love making art, and I hate coming up with ideas. I don't remember why I was talking about that. So great. I can't keep a train of thought on one track for any amount of time. It is not my best ability. My trains really like to bounce from track to track and just make no sense. There is no route. There is only chaos. Nothing else exists in this world. turned off. I decided, in my regular day-to-day, I almost never do anything without some kind of background noise going on. Which is usually YouTube videos. Or podcasts. And streaming, like coming back to streamings was initially hard for me because you can't listen to a video. At least with my setup, I cannot have a video playing and it not be picked up on OBS if I want the game to also be picked up. I don't have like a sound mixer. And it was really hard for me because Minecraft is so quiet. And like the ambient music is so inconsistent, I can't figure out when it plays. And it can be really, really seldom, and it can be gone for a long time between songs. And I don't know, I don't like sitting in the quiet. I need something going on. So I came up with a brilliant idea, which is to just open up, turn off Minecraft music, open up a playlist of Minecraft music, and play that, so that there's always music playing. And it's Minecraft music, so it's, you know, it's not that, you know, out of left field. Still Minecraft themed. And I figured, you know, my Minecraft streams don't get claimed by Mojang every time I stream because of the Minecraft music, so I figured this would be a pretty safe bet. Instead of just some random royalty-free stuff that, you know, a lot of royalty-free music is actually very good quality, but a lot of it isn't. And it's very hit or miss. Minecraft music is mostly good, so I'm here for Minecraft music. Not gonna lie though, I would love to listen to someone tell me about the salinity of their fish tank or something right now. I found this channel just like completely randomly the other day. Like maybe 2 days ago, really, like really recently, and my boyfriend and I were like just completely obsessed with it immediately. The channel was called, I think it was just the guy's name, which was Brady Brandwood? Something like that. I'm sorry, he's not really the star of the videos I was watching, though, because his pet lobster was. His name is Leon the Lobster. This guy, I don't know if it's a job or a hobby, but he keeps aquariums, he keeps fish. He's got like a koi pond and a ton of fish and a ton of plants and stuff as well, which isn't really related, but like he's a very, very skilled aquarium keeper. And he was at the store one day and he just he saw the lobsters at the fish food section and he was like, what if not food? What if pet instead? And so he bought one and took it home and just put it in an aquarium. And he's had this lobster for about 1.5 years now. And every month or so, he just like posts an update video. And for a guy who doesn't have like a huge camera presence, his video quality is still pretty good, I feel like. Especially later on, he just gets these like, I would say like B-roll style cinematic shots of just his lobster vibing or the other animals in his tank vibing, and it's kind of beautiful, like really, really pretty shots. And this lobster's his little journey of being like completely defeated and given up, and he'd had bands on his claws for so long that they'd become deformed and he couldn't really move them, and now he's just living his best life. His colors really like got more vibrant and dark. Some of them got brighter, some of them got darker. They're all richer. And he can move his claws really well. He's very strong, and he decorates his tank like, you know, like it's his little house, which it is. And the guy keeping this lobster, Brady, he keeps having to, you know, get bigger and bigger tanks because Leon the lobster is growing, and also, you know, you don't want to live in a house that's as big as you are. You want to live in a house that you can walk around in. At least, at the very least. You want stuff to do. So I really appreciate that, you know, he's given the lobster some decorations, some stuff to play with, and a lot of room to walk around his aquarium, because if he's living there long term, it's really not cool to be just cramped in one little spot. Like, I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian. I eat meat on the regular. But like, the meat industry does make me very sad, and now I've got a whole new thing to have crises about every now and then, which is just the freaking lobsters. Because this one has so much personality. Like, you can look at him and you can tell if he's thinking or not at any given moment. Like, I don't know what he doesn't think about much, but he does think. Like, he does look at things and consider, you know, whether they're safe or not. He's got a personality. And now, if I, like, walk past a lobster in a meat lobster in a tank, and they're just, like, curled up in the corner looking sad and defeated, it's so much more sad for me to see that now that I know that they're smarter than I thought they were. I'm definitely a very good example of the meat paradox, where I love animals to a fault. Like, my empathy for them is almost debilitating sometimes, but I still eat meat every single day. I'm a prime example of that paradox. But I just fell in love with this little lobster. We watched the whole playlist, like every single update that's been uploaded in the past year and a half in 2 days. And like, he just uploaded like 7 days ago, like about a week ago. And most of his uploads are, about Leon anyway, are about a month apart now. Sometimes more frequently than that, but usually about a month. So my boyfriend and I looked at each other and we're like, we have to wait for like 3 weeks to see Leon again. And we were kind of devastated, not gonna lie. The guy, he's at over 500,000 subscribers right now. And it's mostly due to his lobster. Like, people really love this lobster. Which is so, like, nice to see. I think he's bit older. He's older than the average YouTuber, at least. You know, he's like dad age, at least, you know? And you can tell by like his camera presence that he was never doing YouTube in order to like be a known person. He was just doing it because he likes filming and he likes video editing. He just likes making stuff. So it just makes me so happy that there's just this guy vibing out in his house. Just pictures. There's just this guy vibing out in his house, doing what he likes to do. And people are like, yeah, dude, that's awesome. Keep doing it. I love you and I'm gonna support you. It makes me so happy. Brady, he also seems like a really nice guy. I mean, he you know, he traps strays to get them spayed and neutered, which I don't really understand why people are against that sometimes, because it is undeniably good for the cats. Cats who have not been fixed are much more aggressive and much more likely to fight with other animals. They're much more likely to get diseases, you know, from doing the dirty with diseased cats. And a fixed cat is a lot less likely to get shot by farmers and the like, because they're not gonna go rampant making kittens. Rescuing a stray does not always mean putting it into your home. Not everybody has the room for it, not everybody can afford it. But reducing the number of kittens that die in the wilds, reducing the number of cats that get injured due to like territorial fights, reducing the amount of cat disease, which, you know, makes them suffer, that's all good things. It is all undeniably good things. Like, don't be weird about it. Just get the cats fixed. Fix your pets. Trap strays, get them fixed. Their quality of life increases so dramatically, even if they don't have— what am I doing? I need pickaxes. Okay. Their quality of life just increases so much. Get them fixed. Fix animals. Spay and neuter. Spay and neuter everything. Cats and dogs are invasive species. They wreck the ecosystem. They suffer because, you know, they're not meant to be here. They have kittens and they don't take care of them because they're strays, and, you know, it's best, okay? Just do it. And any person who, like, does it for not a living, but like they do it on the regular. They commit a large amount of their time to trapping strays and getting them fixed and treated at a vet. I respect those people immensely. And he does that. He actually takes in all or most of them. He's got a lot of cats, but he's also got a lot of houses. I mean, he has at least 2. And the cats seem to have a lot of room to not be near each other if they don't want to be, which is very nice. I've got 2 cats, and they've got enough room to not, you know, be near each other if they don't want to be, but they still get irritated with each other quite often. It's really important for animals, particularly cats, to have private space from each other because they don't like to socialize as much as other animals do. Don't get me wrong, some cats do. Not all cats. If this guy just, like, really cares about his animals and takes very good care of them, and he cares about strays and takes care of them too, and that just makes me happy. So I've got a lot of respect for this random dude on YouTube. If I ever find out that he's a bad person, I'm gonna be really sad about it. Which is a terrible way to be. Don't get attached to YouTubers, don't get attached to content creators. You'll never know what kind of a person they are, and you will inevitably be disappointed by some of them, so just don't get attached. The best advice for somebody growing up with the internet, just attach to the people you see there. It could be, you know, kitten kickers. Alright? Keep that in mind. Also, it is very, very hard not to personify an animal with a big presence, like Leon the lobster. I know he's just a lobster, but like, it feels like he has a big personality, and it's really hard not to personify that, and you kind of shouldn't. I'll be honest in that I don't really understand the reasons why it's not good. Probably it's a psychological thing where you're more likely to be hurt by like A, the loss of that pet eventually, and B, by inconsistencies in their behavior. Like if you're really good at picking up on a difference in tone when you're talking to someone, and like that hurts you sometimes, imagine picking up on the difference of a tone of an animal who doesn't think the way that you think they do. And you're just like getting hurt for no reason. I'm not sure if it makes people do anything different like with the animal itself that harms the animal in some way. But I just know that people who take care of animals for a living really advocate for not personifying them. It's not about not getting attached to them. It's just about not thinking they know more than they do. I'm not exactly sure why, but I trust the people who work with animals for a living to know what they're talking about, so there's that for you. Personify virtual animals. You can't hurt them. I would highly recommend checking out Leon the Lobster, by the way. The videos are honestly delightful. If you know a lot about aquarium keeping, you might be a little bit upset because for the first like while of the lobster's life, he's kind of in a very plain tank with nothing in it but like his bedding. What do you call the gravel at the bottom of a tank? It's not bedding. Whatever, the substrate. He's in a very plain tank with not much in it, and if you know a lot, just if you care about fish a lot, it might be kind of upsetting to see that. I think the lobster is quite happy, even in those early videos, because I mean, even if there isn't as much in his tank as I felt like there should be, he is still undeniably much happier than he was at the grocery store. But he gets upgrades. He gets massive upgrades. He gets decorations. He gets friends. And he has a very good life for a lobster. So, like, don't be too upset, but just if it is something that would bother you, that he was in a very plain tank for some time, I would just be wary of that. But other than that one thing, series is great and I love it. Leon is a delight, Brady is a delight. I'm not 100% sure on what the channel name is, and I feel kind of bad for that as someone who's like, oh my god, I love this channel, but the very first video is called Keeping a Grocery Store Lobster as a Pet, along those lines. If you just type in Leon the Lobster, I'm sure it would be the first thing that comes up. He's got quite a few videos and most of them have his name in it, so most of the titles have his name in it. And like I said, he's over 500,000 at this point, so I'm sure the algorithm will hand his content to you if you type in Leon the Lobster. I don't think there's a whole lot of Leon the Lobsters on YouTube's. He's just so cute. He's got such a big personality for something that you don't think about having a personality. Although nature does always surprise me like that. There's recently been this video going around of a girl, this little girl like trained her pet chicken to do tricks, and I'm like, I didn't realize chickens were that smart either. You know, like parrots and crows, extremely intelligent. Chickens, not so much. but still smart enough to, you know, do tricks on command. That's pretty cool. But then I'm like, do I need to be even more sad about chicken farms now? Because it's already horrible. But if they are smart enough to know how bad they've got it, it's even worse. You know what I mean? Not that we'll ever know. We'll never know what the chicken knows. But I don't know. If it knows how bad it's got it, it's gotta suck so. The chicken. Pigs too. They're probably the worst out of all like the meat industry animals in the US. These pigs are really, they're smarter than dogs. So, you know, so the internet tells me. I'm pretty sure it's true because I've heard it a lot, but they're as smart or smarter than dogs, and like, you know, if a dog was in the same situation as a meat pig, people would be outraged. It just kind of makes me sad, and you know, that said, I still eat pork. Like, you know, I'm not. It's not like I'm making any big moves to change things, but it is still sad, though. I think that you can be both a meat eater and sad about how that meat is obtained. I feel like there are humane ways it could be done. Although, you know, they are trying to make meat in labs now, which part of me is kind of horrified by that, and another part of me is really excited by that because it would be really great if the meat didn't have to be alive in order for us to eat it at some point. Like, if it's just a collection of cells growing, you know, it's probably not sentient at all in any way. Probably even less so than a plant. Which, like, plants aren't exactly sentient, but they do have, like... It seems like they do think in heavy quotation marks, several asterisks, because it's not thinking like in like the way that we know it, but they do like sense the world around them and react to it, you know? Like there's like a level of sentience that's different than what we usually think. Kind of weird to think about. I feel like just like a lump of meat grown in a lab would have less sentience than that of a plant. Because it doesn't have those specialized cells, like, you know, that can detect light or sound or anything. You know that there is a plant that theoretically it can see? Because there's this a plant, it's like a parasitic almost kind of plant that will grow in such a way that it resembles whatever its host plant is. It'll like attach to it and grow to look like that plant, and then you know, it kind of leeches resources from its host plant. Which, like, it seems like we thought that it did that by, like, taking some of its cells and, like, using the genetic information from the host plant to determine how it grows to look similar. But then they tested it on plastic plants that don't have any DNA, obviously, and it was still able to resemble the plant, its host plant. That's... how? How did it do that if it cannot see? It's really confusing, but quite interesting. It's just absolutely baffling, though. Mind-boggling, you could say. I don't know how to react to this information. I don't know what to do with this information. I'm sure many people feel the same. It's... wait, what? How? What? How would do that? Botanists, figure this out. I want to know. The world wants to know. At least everyone in my world. It's weird how the most simple, mundane of things could have, like, this secret, interesting, like, background to it. I don't know exactly what I would call it, but it's like, I don't know. A fish is a fish, but if you have the opportunity to just, like, watch a fish live its life and see how it reacts to things and see how it likes some things, dislikes others in a way that I guess you wouldn't expect a fish to be able to. Like, wow, fish. Secretly interesting. Birds too. Any animal, really. But then you think about a plant that can see somehow. And again, see is in very heavy quotation marks. It's probably more of like a photosensitive cell. Like, you know, it's not like it has eyes. I would say it's probably more of like a sensing kind of vibe, which, I mean, seeing is just sensing light. That's all it is, in various, like, levels of complexity. But, I don't know, I just didn't know that a plant could do that. I knew that it could sense light in such a way that it knows to grow towards the light, but I didn't know that it could, quote, see well enough to know what the things around it look like. That's super weird. Very mundane things tend to be more interesting than you thought they were. If you learn, you know, more than just like the base level, like, common knowledge type stuff about almost anything, there's like a lot of interesting things that you never knew under the surface to learn about. And like, learning about things that aren't gonna help you in life, not everybody's cup of tea. It can, you know, be a draining thing. Most people don't like studying. You know, it takes energy. It takes, like, psychological resources. And, you know, not everybody finds everything interesting. But I don't know, I've found that even the most, the things that I have absolutely no interest at all in, if I'm learning something new about it, it's not as uninteresting anymore. Like, sports, for example. I don't watch sports. I don't enjoy them at all. I find it beyond boring and frankly a little bit confusing why people enjoy watching it. But then if you like get into the science behind it, like the physics of why baseball curves the way it does when it's hit in a certain way, or sorry, thrown in a certain way, like, that interests me. I like knowing, like, I like finding out new things about basically anything, no matter how disinterested in the subject I am. Very weird. Never in my life will I ever enjoy watching a second of any sport, but talk to me about why a tennis racket is designed the way it is, I'll probably be quite interested in that. I wanna know why. What physics went into the design phase? Oh. Yep. Every subject has like this, you know, stuff you never thought about that you can learn about, and suddenly it's interesting again. Maybe it's just like the act of learning a new thing that I like so much. I think it's a good feeling, depending on the thing. Some things you learn that you wish you hadn't. Like the fact that lobsters have personalities. Oh my god, okay, what tangent to go on now? To keep myself talking like a streamer does. I guess the easiest thing is to just narrate what you're doing, right? I'm really sorry. I know that made a loud noise. But I'm having a little bit of trouble enunciating like I want to. And like cuff off my ear so I can hear myself. I've realized over, you know, my life that if I don't hear my voice, I lisp really bad. And I just kind of realized that I was doing that. But I do promise I am moving my headset as little as possible. I promise I'm trying. Narrate what I am doing. I'm mining. Here is a block, it is gone. Here's another block, gone. Wow. My goal right now is just to clear out some space and figure out what to build in it later. I want this house to be like roughly the same shape as the mountain it's built in. You know, to a point, I still want them to be functional rooms. What is in those rooms? I don't know yet. I just like building. So I've decided to just clear out a bunch of space first, because tour was like, very, very little tour of what's going on. You know, I built this entrance. Let me... Okay. I built this little entrance, and that was, you know, an obvious first step, and then I got inside and I was like, okay, now what? And I I made this little room. Its function, who knows? Who knows what it'll be? But I decided that building the room as I go maybe isn't the best direction, because until I know what I want what purpose I want it to serve, I don't really know how big it needs to be or what shape it needs. And I don't want to get myself stuck in a loop of building and destroying the same stuff over and over. Often do. So I've decided to just clear out a bunch of space first and then go from there later. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. I tend to vary wildly between trying my best to plan out every single little aspect before I even start building. It's really bad in RimWorld. I almost can't function without a plan laid out in RimWorld. But I vary wildly between that and then just going for it and ending up in a complete mess of unorganized, chaotic nonsense, which is very stressful for me. I hate it when I do that to myself. And I want to find a happy medium, because if you spend like 5 to 6 hours planning out what you're gonna build before you start building, that it can get so boring, not only to watch, but to do, and I tend to get disinterested in the project before I even really start it. And that's a really bad habit. It's not fun for anyone involved. But then just like going for it and having very unaesthetic chaos. Just shit everywhere, there's no rhyme or reason, and it's not nice to look at or fun to be in. I don't like that either. I need to find a compromise between the two styles of building, but I just... Right now I'm in the mostly go for it stage. I've got some like general plan of what I want, but no details. I know I want a house in a mountain. I know I want it to take up most of the mountain. I don't know what purpose it'll serve. It's a lot of space for not having the plan for what the rooms will actually be for. How many rooms, what will be in them. I don't know any of that. I didn't think that far ahead, and I don't plan to. Maybe an aquarium. Well, then again, I do that every time too. Every time I play Minecraft, I build my house into a mountain and I put an aquarium in it. Like, without fail. My two goals are always mountain house and cool looking practical village. I really hate the village generation in this game. I love villagers. I wish they like did more things, but I love villagers and I love like just the idea of a little town. Oh my god, my door is open! Why did I leave that open? Oh no 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 no. I don't want spiders in here. Much. I don't want any things that are gonna hurt me in my house. What am I doing? Pickaxe. I don't like the village generation because it's very chaotic. There's not much rhyme or reason, and it can get really messed up by the terrain generation. And, you know, villagers can all end up just being caught in a hole that happened to be in front of a building. I just... it's too chaotic for my simple, smooth brain, and I need order. I need peace and order. I need to know what's going on at a glance. So I've always had this goal of making a really nice, easy to understand and navigable village where I know where everyone is, I know what buildings do what, it's easy for the villagers to get around in. I mean, I know they're just pixels, and even that, they're dumb. Even if they were more than pixels, they're still very dumb pixels. But I just like... I don't know, I just like seeing things have a good quality of life. Even if it is a fake life. Hey, the last time, I didn't read, like the updates. Okay, he's not attacking me now. The last time I saw a spider, in the daytime, it just attacked me for no reason. Like, I didn't hit it, and it was full on day, it was like midday. And it attacked me, and I see? I didn't hit him! I don't know why he's attacking me. What's going on with that? I don't know if I just was too close to him. Anyway, spiders did not used to do that. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I don't know if this was an update that I missed, or what? Because I don't really play Minecraft so often these days, especially these days. I don't know. I thought spiders were safe during the day, that's all I'm saying. I should grab some dirt block. Why spiders mean? That's all I want to know. Mean during the day. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. Means it must be 30. Lost my phone. Where is it? Oh, no, it's all. I'm great at math. I guess it took me longer to start streaming than I thought. Okay. I guess this is something I have to find out with time. Like, do I really need to be talking this much? Nobody in chat? Or can I wait for somebody to appear? Because I would think that if I'm not talking, people who click on the stream aren't gonna stay long enough to want to say anything. But at the same time, I'm just talking nonsense. I talk about random shit that no one's gonna be interested in interacting with. Like, which is worse? Being quiet or being audibly uninteresting? I don't know. Maybe this is another thing I need to find a middle ground for. Maybe I'll think about liberating some villagers from their old lives around here. So I've got something to do to take a break from just you know, when I need a break from that, I can just go do some trade. I would like to do building. Are you an angry spider? Suck. Frankly, it was a mercy for me to kill him. Don't leave your door open. Little goblin. Okay. Maybe I should build some stuff out here a little bit. I'm very sorry, but my ear is itchy. Okay, I'm done. Any loud noises would be gone. Very sorry. I don't think there's anybody here, but I don't know. Sorry to future me when I watch this in 2 years to reminisce. I really like this valley. I wonder what to put on it. Okay, I'm gonna switch gears for a little bit. I think instead of do a little bit of building. And I think I want the style of the buildings, like all of the buildings, to be the style of this one that I've got going on. The trim, I guess, is spruce log. The floor is dark oak and the walls are regular oak. And I think that's pretty okay. These windows are the brand new bamboo trapdoors. I'm quite happy with the update to the bamboo. A lot of people aren't. Like particularly people who do complex farms and stuff, the people who do like automation in Minecraft are upset about it. I honestly don't know why. I think if it makes your builds easier, that's a good thing, isn't it? But anyway, I like it a lot. I really like just the way that these trapdoors look. They're quite like fancy looking. They're like latticed windows, and it's so cute. I kind of wish I could make the color darker, but that's okay. What do I want to build? Put away a couple of these tools. Don't need it. And pick up to the building. Like the very obvious course of action. Although I don't have a whole lot of no particular. Not a lot. Up. Ugh, talk does it anyway. I don't have a whole lot of oak right now. Oh no, we have to do some tree chopping. I don't want to do some tree chopping. Okay. Walls, floors, decoration. Don't think I really need these right now. Maybe I'll keep some of these on me. Thick purposes. Okie dokie Dan. I need some of oh, I don't like that. I am sorry to bore my future self, but I do need shovels to be next to each other. That just looks so much, it's so much easier for me to tell how much of a thing I have that way. I don't need this much dirt. Boop. Hey, wonderful, wonderful time for me. Keep playing music. Oh my goodness. This headset is... Oh, how he wasn't playing. What am I doing? Sleep. This is spooky. Okay, time for adventure. Creepers really like to spawn on this mountain, drop on me from above, so I'm very paranoid about coming out of the doors. Okay, I moved my little tree farm, my little orchard over here to be less in the way of my entrance. It's another thing I did off stream, I think. I wish I could think of a way to make gathering wood easy. Other than just a mod that makes chopping easier. I can't use that mod with this version right now. But just... Gathering wood is my least favorite task in all of Minecraft. I would rather dig a trench for boat travel than gather wood. I hate it. It's definitely not as bad for like smaller trees like these ones. I really, really hate chopping trees that you have to tower up to get everything. Then again, more efficiency. More resources per sapling, you know? I don't know. Everything that happens in my mind conflicts with another thing that happens in my mind. Maybe I should embrace the quiet streamer vibe. Maybe I should just talk a little less. I think I'll just talk when I want to, as opposed to trying to keep tangent going at all times. It's kind of tough to find out, just to figure out what kind of style of art at heart. I want to be interested, but I don't enjoy talking. Hey, little guy. Not too bad of an. That's a good starting point. Gonna make myself a little base of operations there, so I don't have to run all the way home. I might need to clear my inventory. Not that that's very far yet, but I'm sure it. I don't need all three. Every time that I launch the audio mixer like a clock, it just it makes so much noise. I'm so sorry. What am I putting these away? Okay. I should get myself another bed. Beep. I happen to know there's a lovely little family of them right over here. Thank you. You little guys. I need water. Oh, I want to build, but I've got no ideas. Not to one. I also really miss my octopus. I miss being able to zoom in. Okay, just infinitely, I always... Wonderful, wonderful, many trees. Man, I wish plants were life. Oh my gosh, I don't know why that scared me so much. I hope that noise was not super loud. I'm so sorry. There are bugaboos around here. I'm okay. Baby, are you stuck? Aw. No good. There you go. You can get out if you want to now. Riveting gameplay. Hey, oh. Guys, kind of. Oh, I don't want to thunder. Bah humbug. Guys, kind of blocking my line of sight a little too much for my liking. Gonna take it down and somewhere else. Another nice thing about that mod that chops the whole tree in one block is that you get all the drops right away. I don't have to sit here and break the leaves or wait for a sapling to drop. What is happening? Please. Sapling, please. Thank you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Oh god. Anyone else that close to my door? Okay, not really. Hey, buddy. Come over here. Freaking hate skeletons. Ugh. Did that creeper just despawn? There was a creeper there, right? Is he gonna come back when I get close? I don't like that. Hello? Why did that happen? It's not like he was there for very long. Yes. Alright. What do I want to build now? This is a pretty good natural staircase right here. So I think I want to plan for a path to be already right here. Okay, well let's maybe clean up the terrain a little bit. Oh, I shouldn't. Plant the guy. Oh, where you live now. My voice is getting kind of raspy. It's not like I guess I have been streaming for 2 hours. Which my voice is certainly not accustomed to. Okay, let's see, I like to try to keep the terrain as much as, like, as close to its original state as I can. Having too much practicality with it. I don't know if I want to, like, go up and then just right back down immediately like this. But what if I turn this into a pathway through and then put a bridge up there? I think that might be kind of cute. I think I like that idea. I'm gonna test it out real quick. Maybe it will be amazing. Who knows? Are you looking at me? Looking at me, sir? Huh? Is it me you're looking for? One more. Yeah, that seems okay to me. Like it's a much more reasonable hill or just transverse at an elevation. Now I will bit of gradienting, I guess. Making this not look like I dug it. Make the slope a little more natural looking. Not that I've ever been any good at that, but you know. Yeah, oh, why did I do that? sorry. I had a cat situation. But everything's okay. Do not worry. I'm gonna need some more tools soon. Yes, hello kitty. I'm sorry, I can't have you sitting there. We'll bump the microphone and it will be loud. She does not understand and she thinks this should be very, very illegal. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. My poor little guy. She's hungry. So am I. It's about 7:30. So, I could do with some breakfast. For sure. Anybody I should know about over here? Any villains lurking about? Think I'm all good. I'm just not sure what I feel like doing today. Baby, I love you, but you are a hazard to everybody's ears, okay? I'm sorry, it's just the truth. My cat, she very much, oh god. I'm definitely running low on the ability to speak right now. She really wants to snuggle. I mean, I have been streaming for over 2 hours. I probably could call it quits pretty soon here, but... I mean, I am enjoying it. Not always a good experience, but it's been pretty chill this time. Aside from making myself talk to them for so long. It is what it is. I know what I'm getting into. If one wants to stream, one must talk. I think I'd like to fill that in. Look at that tiny little biome change right there. Interesting. Any spooky little guys around here? Hmm? Spooky little guys? Okay, no guys. Oh. I never come prepared. Not me. I don't know why, but these leaves are just really bothering me. It is time to disconnect from your host plant, a little guy. We're not a spruce. There we go. This better. Okay, now to close up this side. I've never heard this music before. I don't think I like it. Just does something I don't like to my ears. It's weirdly kind of Homestucky, actually. Which is not something I expect from Minecraft. Okay, goodbye to you. Oh, Mr. Sheep. Don't want to be down there for much longer, Mr. Sheep. Oh good, you've left. I really try not to change things too much, but I don't really want just open entrances to caves around because I think I want to have villagers living around here and they will get lost in there and potentially killed by things that don't like villagers, so I'm not a fan of that idea. I wonder when the boy will wake up. That's probably when I'll stop streaming, and probably when I'll finally get some food. I don't know why I just tried to mine those seeds to get them in my inventory. My brain is truly smoothening as the day goes on. Oh boy. Oh, hello, sir. Oh boy. Oh no. I'm not into this. This is not my jam. Thank you for dying, so I can deal with my little buddy. Aww. Truly a failure of my time. A Minecraft streamer I am. Yeah. That truly scared what little soul I have left right out of me. Minecraft. The scariest game I am willing to play. Oh boy, another one. Okay, I'll try not to explode this one. I'm more likely to miss when I try to jump, so I'm just not gonna bother with that anymore. Frankly, this is another good reason to close up these caves. Hidden enemies are the worst kind of enemies. Ugh. More cave? I don't think so. None for me, please. Perfection. think I waste kind of a lot of time just like looking off into the distance at nothing in particular. Oh, what a shame it is to be me. There's gotta be cave openings in this little... Oh no, it's actually pretty good. Nice, okay. Oh, what's going on with this terrain? I don't think so. The flattening, it commences, as it always does. Me, oh, I don't want to change the terrain too much. Also me, just flatten everything. Oh my god, this chair. I just recently got this chair, as an upgrade to the old one I was using, which was like, like, akin to like a waiting room chair. It, we got it for free from my boyfriend's dad's office that he used to work in. So these were like the chairs that they had on the other side of a desk for like someone who's visiting to sit in. Pretty short, not very comfortable, because you're not meant to sit in it for a long time. So we upgraded from that to an actual desk chair. And it was $100, this chair. And it is 10 times more comfortable than the old one. But it does have these like unpredictable random creaks that it does. It's also quite, the seat is quite small, but it was $100, you know, what can you do? But the loud creaking, it startles me and the cats every time. And I can never really predict it. And I just know that it was so loud the mic picked it up. And I just know I'm gonna watch this back later, someday, and be super startled by that again. And be unpleased in general. It does happen every time I adjust my position, which when I'm not streaming is very often. My body just like hurts all the time. So a position really quickly starts to feel uncomfortable to me. I move around a lot, and This chair, does not like that. It is still an improvement, don't get me wrong. Massively, especially for the price that it was, but I do wish it was a bit quieter. I will say, I do like the terrain in this area better than I usually do. Since Minecraft has gotten more like willing to just put holes in the ground everywhere. It tends to bother me. I like clean slopes mostly. It's not too bad in this area. Surprisingly, like this is right outside spawn. You spawn up there in those trees. It's like I didn't even have to look for this place. I found the seed online, by the way. I just like googled nice cherry grove biomes. And I picked the one that looked the nicest looking to me. Okay, let's quickly scout for creepers because they do keep startling me. Oh, I'm a little hungry, aren't I? Oh, Mr. Enderman. Hello, little guy. Hi. I think we're okay. I don't think anybody's lurking about, waiting to blow me up. Here's a nice change of pace. What timing on that shovel? Oh. I'll just finish shaping this and redo my covering work later. I just wanna— oh, hello. Where'd you go? There you are. Can you pull him up from there? Can't hit him. Take that. Oh, oh shit. Yes, you will. Okay. Thanks, buddy. Well, I mean, I did stab him with the sword, so can't be that mad. I don't want to get rid of all this hill, but I do just want to, like, push it back a little to have as much room for building as I can get. Save for this layer. I should have done this before I blocked off the caves, because I just have to redo everything. I think I'm gonna put these back over. I don't know why I moved them to begin with. What is it that I want to be doing? Making a shovel. I've got 1,000,000 in my house, which is not that far away, but whatever, I need to use some of this stone anyways. Oh, I have received message. A message from the boy. He's waking up. Which means I may... Oh. I just threw away all my sewing needles. That's fine. I hope I remember that I did that so I can get them out. And the boy is waking. I do not have the energy to sing right now. I don't know why I keep doing that. I think I can start buildings like on this layer. Hi, love. I'm using my headset. Are you surprised? You should see the ridiculous setup I've got. The ridiculous setup I've got going on to try and limit how much the cord moves. I used the scrunchie to attach the cord to the glass water bottle on my desk. And it mildly works. Oh. Sounds like a game of Mousetrap. It's very inventive. I'll tell you that. So, I don't know what this song is, but I don't like it. Goodbye. Do you think the music and my voice are at good levels? Like overlapping with each other too much? The webcam mic is really awful. It's like horrendously awful. I mean, you've heard what it's like when I forget to switch microphones in a phone call. You can't hear me. Right now, streaming this has been Be Startled by Creepers simulator. Because they really like to spawn in places that I cannot see them. It's quite rude, honestly. So hey, how fast do you think you're gonna get hungry? Because I am very hungry. And I'd be very happy to bribe you into eating with me. You know, like 1 minute, 2 minute, 4 days. Just, you know, an estimate. What am I doing? Right. I want to build. Half an hour? Oh, that's so long. Okay. I know that I want to build, but I don't know what I want to build. I just keep receding this poor hill more and more, stalling for time. Okay, it is time to stop stalling. It is time to build. Hello. I know. It helps though, I think. I had to change my thumbnail to take out the no mic bit. Ah. Ah, I forgot. My own building style, I already forgot it. Well, actually, keep these. I can keep those and just move the wall. This will be fine. So how are you? Raymond? It is my new goal. Stream more. Yeah. Not a one. That's alright. It takes a lot of the pressure off. Why would you want to sell me a cherry sapling this close to a cherry grove? Aren't you supposed to sell me stuff that I'd have to travel a long way to get? Disappointment is what you are, sir. Oh my god. These are dark oak, not spruce. How could I be so unwise? My brain has been slowly smoothening over the course of the day. What are you doing? Oh, be careful. Saying locations. You are not accustomed to the streamer life. What's the hotkey for reloading? The window. Thank you. Oh, I closed out my music. I've got a frazzle. What? I just closed the window. I've got a fluster. I'm frazzled. Ah, don't it's scary. Pa pa pa. What am I doing? Okay. Turned it back on. Everything is fine. I can stop being frazzled now. Yeah, it was. I think I'm gonna be done streaming. Yeah. Goodbye, stream.